Hi there, this is Srikanth. So in this lesson, we are going to learn about how to work with double is equal to operator to compare two strings. Okay. So in the last lesson, we have discussed about what are the differences between double is equal to operator and equals to method, and where in the case the double is equal to operator failed to compare the actual content of the strings. Okay, so to solve that problem, we have equals to method built into the string object. Okay, so now we will look into in detail about the double is equal to operator. Okay, excuse me. Excuse me for that phone call. Okay, so now to use the is equal double is equal to operator to compare two strings. So first, let us take the two strings here. Okay, so string s1 is equal to, directly we can say, or else let's use this object reference thing. So new string of Chiru. Okay, so let's take another string here. So string s2. So string s2 is equal to new. So new string of another string. Let's keep it the same string here. Okay, so same string Chiru only. Okay, so we have created two strings here. The first one is s1 and s2. So if you say something like this, system dot out dot println, excuse me, system.out.println. Okay, so if you say something like this, if you use this double is equal to operator directly in the system.out.println statement. Okay, so if you run the program, so it would not evaluate as expected, even though the content of the both the strings are equal. The content of the both strings are equal, so it will not evaluate to true. Okay, so I just ran the program. So ultimately it would say false here. Okay, so reason behind that, as we have seen in the last lesson, so here we have taken two strings, so s1 and s2. So even though the content is same, but they are two different objects here. Okay, so they are the two different objects pointing to two different memory locations which have two different addresses. Okay, so here the actual content comparison is not taking place. Here the comparison of the addresses is being taken place. Okay, so in order to make it work, or in order to make it evaluate to true, so we can use a small trick here. We can say something like this: string s3. So if you make that s3 object refer to the s1 object here. Okay, so that's what we have done here. Okay, so we have assigned the address of s1 into the or we can make the s3 object to point to the refer to the s1 object. So in this case, the addresses of the address or the memory reference of both the object is same. Okay, so now if you say something like this: system dot out dot println, system dot println. So if you use now this comparison operator s1 on s3. Okay, so s1 and s3, now it will evaluate to true. Okay, so now if you run the program, so if you observe here, the result we have got here is as true here. Okay, so that's the reason behind. So we have failed in the last lesson by using the comparison operator. So comparison operator, or e double is equal to operator, does not work on the string objects, even though the content is same when they are referring to the different memory locations. Okay, so this is all about. Hope this video helped you. So give a thumbs up and put your valuable feedback in the form of comments in the YouTube. So see you in the next lesson. Goodbye.